2016. How about that Ted Cruz debacle this morning? Unbelievable. Let's talk politics.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it really is. It's not talk politics. Let's talk Jon Snow. Let's talk about the fact that show was so produced. They held that overhead shot of him on the table, and everyone walks out of it, and they just hold it. It's ecstatic, and you felt the rising tension of the world. He opened his eyes and were like, Jon Snow! And my wife was like, Jon Snow! And my 3-year-old was like, he didn't say anything, he was in bed. That show is super violent.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, not right for any of us. Red Wedding? Are you kidding me? It's one of the only times I've watched TV and I did this, I was like, woo! And then I realized I had my hands over my mouth. I was like, what am I doing? It's good television.
Speaking of Game of Thrones, they just decided maybe 2 more seasons for the show.
Yeah,
it'll essentially go out on its own terms.
Right. And they're starting later.
Do you? What's your thought on a show that sort of ends on its own terms versus a show that is essentially episodic and can be milked for years and years and years and make it stale? I mean, is there?
I can argue both sides of that because I think that there's something to be said about Seinfeld. It went out on top. The last episode was junk.
Yeah.
But that show existed and it was phenomenal all the way through. But I think there are some shows that the format, and procedural is one of those, the format itself lends itself to very slow character development, which makes it just as intriguing as in season 12, if not more so than it was in season 2. Because I think it's a much more realistic arc. Like you watch Brothers and Sisters and you're like, how many catastrophes can we have in 4 years before we give up? Versus a show like NCIS or NCSLA, where it's the slowest development ever, where we're just getting to season 8 and now you're seeing my character propose to Kenzie. Right. And fans at this point, it's become a fever pitch, and that's season 8. Which is, I would argue that with that kind of fan support, we can go for another 5-6 years.
And what do you attribute NCIS's longevity to? Because it's certainly a show that's been around for right? In multiple iterations. NCIS,
no,
Los Angeles.
I think it's a combination of a couple different things. One, the format works, slow development of characters with the crime of the week. I think it's about relationships, which is the most important thing for any show, whether it be Game of Thrones, you have dragons, but it's really about the relationship of these characters. And I think there's something also to be said in a much more political answer, which is that there is so much absurdity in the world, and there's so much trauma in the world, and there's so many catastrophes that we have no control and power over. And I think a show like this allows us to have those, but to compartmentalize them and have a solution. Like there's a bad guy, there's a good guy, and at the end of 44 minutes, we get them. You know what I mean? And as an audience member, I know what that feels like to have that. Now, when you watch Making a Murderer, you're exhausted afterwards because that's real life. And you're like, there's no resolution. I don't know what happened. So I think that a show like ours, I think part of it is the fact that it is, I can find myself in a marathon where I watch 7 episodes of NCIS. And I enjoy that process because the good guys win. And the bad guys don't get away. And there's comfort in that stability. But so it's a 3-part answer. I think that's a big part of it. I think that's why families watch it together. It's one of these shows, like I did 25 movies before the show, and it's the only project I've ever done where people come up and say, we watch it with 3 generations of our family. And it's the only thing we all agree on, is that this is the show that we really love. I think that plays to that as well.
This is probably one of the biggest ages for dark and deep and depressing and hopeless and post-apocalyptic shows, right?
Yeah.
And do you think it's going to go full circle one day and we'll see like a optimistic Star Trek come back and kind of win the day? Media attention?
Even in those dystopian futures, it's really still just about people fighting for the universal things that we all need, which is love, acceptance, family, shelter. And that's, I think, what makes the difference between, a show that's just about explosions or a show that's just about creatures versus a show that sustains us because we invest emotionally in those characters. Because, despite the dystopian future, they're searching for the same things that we are. Right. I mean, that's what Game of Thrones is. Game of Thrones is that to a T, except for they add awesome dragons to it.
So as an actor, what do you do in addition to the writing? Growing and when you were playing this story?
Well, the arc is in contrast to film where you have 2 hours to tell an arc and you know where you start, your characters will start and you know where you end. This, like live, I get the script and 2 days later I'm saying the words, so I have no idea what to prepare for. So the obstacle is you have to take what you know about the character, take the philosophy and perspective, and find out if this new catastrophic event or relationship moment is going to change the way they view the world, and play the honesty of that through. So I think it's pretty easy to keep it real because you have an idea of who that character is and where they come from. And for me, my acting philosophy, which I got from William H. Macy, is you listen and you tell the truth. And as long as you continue to listen and tell the truth, you're never going to lose the character. Because that's what we do. That's what we try to do. Except in politics.
Thank you guys.